everyone, today I'm here to do a book review for you. Today I'm going to be talking about My Lady Jane by Cythnia Han, Brodi Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. I actually just received this book in my Outcrate box, which if you want to check that out, please do. It's one of my favorite Outcrate unboxings I've ever done, so check it out. And as soon as I opened the Outcrate box and saw this book, I immediately wanted to read it because it just sounded so very fun. About Lady Jane Grey, which is this is a historical YA book, and this is Lady Jane Grey was a real person, and she was Queen of England for 9 days before it was off with her head, like literally, like you gone. History doesn't tell us much about Lady Jane Grey, so these three lovely authors decided to delve more deeper into her story and perhaps give her a happier ending because, I mean, obviously, if it's off with your head, it's not a happy end. Like I said, this is all about Jane, and we don't get just Jane in this book. We get three perspectives. We also get King Edward, who is king at the time, and he is actually dying, and so he has to make his successor, and he decides to make his cousin, Lady Jane Grey, his successor, but she can't, and he really didn't want to make her. He wanted her to have, you know, sons and them have the heir and them be the heirs of England. So he decided to marry her off to this guy named Gifford, who prefers to be called G, and that happened. So we have 3 point of views. We have Edward, we have Jane, and we have Jane's husband, Gifford, or G. I'm just gonna call him G. And with that ensues a very hilarious book. This book, if you like The Princess Bride, you need to pick up this book right now. Don't even think about it. Pick it up because you're gonna love it. This book's main advantage was the humor in it and how this book is not meant to be taken like super seriously. Yes, it's about history, but it's like fun history, you know. The authors let you know they're gonna change some things. Some things are just gonna be downright weird, and just to not take it too seriously when you read it, just have a good time. And that's exactly what I had when I read this book. I had a great time because it was so funny. I was laughing out loud, I was smiling. It was just a hilarious, amazing book. So I will say, if you love The Princess Bride, pick this up because it's just amazing. So with that, we have these 3 point of views going on. We have Edward dying, things are not quite what they seem. We have Jane becoming a queen for 9 days, and all the other stuff. We also have G, her husband. So in this book, we have this ancient magic called, oh gosh, I don't know how you pronounce this, John. Ethian. I don't know, where it's basically where they believe we're blessed or cursed with the ability to switch to human form to animal form. You can't control it, you know. It's whatever you want. Not everybody's an Ethian, or I'm probably butchering that, but some people are. And G, Jane's husband, is one, and he turns into a horse as soon as the sun comes up, and he stays a horse until the sun goes down. And yeah, he can't control it. He doesn't like it, but it's hilarious. And Jane doesn't know this when she marries him because one day, you know, because she wakes up and her husband's a horse, and that is just hilarious. It's hilarious seeing everybody else's Ethian forms. But it was just so funny. This book is written by 3 authors, but honestly, you cannot tell. The story flows so well together. I don't know how, you know, since it's 3 point of views, I don't know if each one of the authors picked a character and did their point of views from. I'm not sure. I should probably look into that. Research. But I think it flowed together so amazingly well that I think it was written by one person because the authors just flowed it so perfectly well that you would think it was written by one person instead of 3 people. I love Jane. Jane has been known, even in history, to love books more than she loves people, and it's just very funny to read that. And I love the romance between Jane and G. You get to see it develop and how amazing it is. I love the adventure in this book and the magic of the animals and the forms of that. It was just so hilarious. I'm not going to spoil anything for you in this because, I mean, this is a chunker of a book. It's about 500 pages, but I flew through this in 3 days because I just couldn't stop. I could not put it down. I wanted more. I thought it was hilarious. The main thing, I will say it time and time again, this book was funny. It was a good time. Such a fun book, and it's history, and I learned a little bit more about the history of England, which I don't know much about, but it was fun learning it. But like I said, I love this book. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did, honestly. I just heard it was so good. I heard people loved it, and I was like, I'll try it, and I'm so glad I picked it up because I just loved it. I mean, look at the little quips on here. Sometimes history gets it all wrong. It's not easy being queen. Off with their head. And you get introductions to the future Queen Mary, you know, Bloody Mary that just kills everybody with off with their head. That's what Bloody Mary came from, isn't it? The drink, right? That makes sense. And you also get a glimpse of the very first Queen Elizabeth, who was amazing, and you get a little bit more, and you're like, oh, because I don't know much about history because I don't do well with history. Pick up this book because you will have yourself a grand old time reading it, and you will laugh and you will smile and your heart will swoon because of the romance, and it's just such a fun, amazing story, and I just can't stop talking about it. I'm going to recommend it to everybody, and this is one of my favorite books of the year. I already know it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 because I couldn't put it down. I wanted more after it ended. I want a book about Gifford now. I want a book about Edward. I want a book about Elizabeth, even Mary. Give me more. Guys, you guys need to give me more. Give me more. I just want to tell you what I thought about it and how you should definitely read it because it was so fun. So fun. So if you have read this book, please let me know what you thought about it. Do you like it? Did you love it? I hope you loved it. I hope you loved it. I think I'm going to go watch The Princess Bride now because that movie is just amazing. And if you haven't seen it, inconceivable. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Take your time with me.